So with all the news related to Mirage, and with the game only being a few weeks away from release, obviously all the attention is on that game. And as of right now, Codename Red, the feudal Japan RPG game that's rumored to be coming out next year, isn't on my mind all that much. But a little over a week ago, we got some pretty big leaks from Insider Gaming, filling us in on several key details involving the game. So I thought it'd be important to talk about, because once Mirage is out, the focus will soon switch over to Codename Red. Now this leak is by no means official confirmation, of course, but Tom Henderson has proven to be reliable in the past, and some of the things mentioned in this leak are details we've actually been hearing about for a while now. The big one being Codename Red is going to be a dual protagonist game. This is being developed by Ubisoft Quebec, who of course made Odyssey, but they also made the only other dual protagonist game in the series with Syndicate. So it looks like they're trying their hand at that idea once again, which personally I don't love. I feel like there's very few games that pull off dual protagonists successfully, and the way it was done in Syndicate felt a bit lackluster to me, since Jacob and Evie still play very similarly, even though Jacob is meant to be the combat archetype while Evie is the stealthy one. But aside from some unique skills, they mostly play the same with the same animations. However, the good news is, supposedly Codename Red is putting a bigger emphasis on creating a difference in playstyle between the two characters, especially with one being a samurai and the other a shinobi. So if they can actually make these characters feel very distinct and different from one another in terms of gameplay, then I can get on board with that. I'm still a little nervous about the concept though, and similar to Syndicate, the male protagonist is apparently going to be the more combat-focused archetype with more brutish, heavy attacks and weapons, while the female shinobi is going to be agile and stealth-focused. I'm curious how they're going to balance this though. Are you going to be able to choose which character to play as and swap on the fly? Or is it like Syndicate, where certain missions have to be played with a specific character? Because as someone who primarily plays these games more stealthily, I would probably just play as the shinobi character, because I don't care for that combat-focused playstyle. I don't know, there's a lot of ways they could do it, and it's certainly something I'd be concerned with. Now, as for the actual characters themselves, the male is rumored to be an African refugee who joins the Creed and becomes a samurai. A lot of people think this character may actually be Yasuke, or based on Yasuke, who was a real person and the first African samurai. I did some research on him for this video, and his story is actually really interesting, so that could be cool. Or maybe it's just a fictional character loosely based on him, who knows. But the important piece of information I got from this was that he joins the Creed. So these characters are going to be actual assassins, which is something I was hoping for ever since they announced this game. Since the Assassin's Creed actually existed during feudal Japan, and not just as the hidden ones, at this point they are the proper Assassin's Creed. There's still no real confirmation of when during feudal Japan this game is taking place. It's a fairly large time period spanning well over 400 years, but regardless of when the game takes place, the Creed should formally exist as we knew it in the older games. Which is pretty exciting, because this would make it the first time since Syndicate we are seeing the Brotherhood as the Assassin's Creed and not just the hidden ones. It is possible the game will take place in the late 1500s, as that's when Yasuke was a samurai, which I would prefer since Ghost of Tsushima took place in the 1200s. It'd be nice to get a bit of a different time period or era during feudal Japan. It's also possible it's taking place during the Edo period. There's some rumors that the game is actually going to be called Assassin's Creed Edo, which would be anywhere from the 17th to the 19th century, although I would expect it to be closer to the former. I can't see them doing a game in the 19th century. That's not even feudal Japan at that point. But the whole Edo thing may end up being completely false. We don't know. To me, the 1500s sounds way more likely. And as for the female character, there's basically nothing known about her, except for the fact that she's a shinobi. And we can assume she's the one we saw in that reveal trailer from the Assassin's Creed Celebration last year. Now, as for some of the gameplay features, this is another thing I've been hearing for a while, but wasn't sure if it was true. Codename Red is supposedly putting a big emphasis onto fleshing out stealth. Yes please. Yes please. That's encouraging to hear. I think maybe Quebec heard some of the criticism with Odyssey and the RPG games being less stealth focused, and so hopefully that's an area they're really looking to improve. Apparently, similar to like in Splinter Cell, you'll be able to hide in the darkness and the shadows, even being able to extinguish torches to limit the enemy's vision, like how you could shoot the lights in the Splinter Cell games to do the same. That even kind of reminds me of the Origami games a bit, where you use the shadows to stay hidden. Ironically enough, that's another Feudal Japan stealth-focused game. The game is also rumored to be pushing the boundaries with the amount of destruction the environments allow for. We should be able to break anything in the game that you could expect to break in real life with the tools and weapons, like screen doors that can be slashed and broken open. That sounds really cool, maybe a little too good to be true, but we'll see. That definitely sounds like a nice improvement to expect though from a next-gen Assassin's Creed game. And then finally, the report states what we've been hearing for the last couple months, and that Codename Red is expected to launch during the holiday window of 2024, meaning yearly Assassin's Creed may be back temporarily. I don't want to set any expectations, it is still way too early. I will say I like the sound of most of the things we've heard from this leak. The dual protagonist approach does worry me a bit because I wasn't a big fan of that angle in Syndicate, but if they can truly expand on what they did there and make the characters feel more distinct from one another, then I'm open to it. Of course, with Mirage on the way, that's really got my full attention right now, so we'll check back in with Codename Red as more information comes out, and whenever the game is officially revealed with its full title and everything. Again, maybe it's Assassin's Creed Edo, which is kind of a lame name to be honest, that seems too basic, but who knows if that's even true. Let me know what you guys think about these Codename Red leaks. Are you excited for this game, or are you not really into the RPG Assassin's Creed games? As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and considered subscribing to the channel if you're new. A special thank you to my members for supporting me, and other than that, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day, Assassins.